Welcome. I'm your instructor, Dr. McAdoo. Today, we will use the movie The Matrix to explore how a company drone evolves into a change champion and what that means for the future. Next time, we'll conclude this series on organizational change by recapping the key takeaways and how you can apply them in your world. You may not know it, but you are the change hero, and you are on the hero's journey. Today, we will explore the cycle of change and what it takes to lead organizational change into the future. I hope you enjoy our talk on the Change Champion. Organizations rely on people, and people naturally resist change because stability provides a sense of security. However, overemphasis on maintaining routines can hinder development, improvements, and long-term success. Effective change management requires acknowledging resistance, supporting employees through transitions, and fostering a culture that values adaptation and innovation alongside stability. Humans have three fundamental drives. First, the drive for survival, our most basic instinct. Safety, health, and security. In organizations, it's job security, steady income, and predictable conditions. It explains why people resist change. Second, the drive for exploration, growth, and achievement. Humans are wired to learn, innovate, and push boundaries. At work, this fuels skill development, career advancement, and organizational growth. Third, we all have the conscious desire to evolve. Beyond survival and growth, we seek purpose, meaning, and lasting impact. In organizations, this drives excellence, transformation, and legacy. Together, these drives shape behavior, motivation, and leadership. Understand these, and you can inspire real change. As we walk through the hero's journey, we see that step 2 is the wake-up call. The world shakes, routines crumble, and comfort is no longer enough. Change is demanded. Growth is inevitable. But beware, personal narcissism can blind you. Ego distorts reality. Feedback may be ignored, and threats can go unseen. To move forward, you must see clearly. Wake-up calls hit hardest when they touch what matters to you. Your values, your purpose, your mission. They appear as prolonged discomfort, pain in yourself or others, or personal crisis. And yet, even when the signal is clear, helplessness and victimhood can stop you. Recognition alone isn't enough. You must act. Step 2 demands courage, reflection, and engagement. This is where transformation begins. Think about Neo in the Matrix for a moment. When we first meet him, he's confused, trapped, and honestly, feeling powerless. That feeling, like the world is against you, that's something we all experience when challenges hit. But Neo shows an important lesson. Awakening or getting stuck starts with how we interpret what's happening. Let's start with the idea of performance. Early on, Neo thought the Matrix was unbreakable. He believed, there's no way I can win. Sound familiar? When we see problems as permanent, we stop even trying. But the moment Neo realized the obstacles could be overcome, everything changed. The lesson for us: challenges are temporary. They can be solved. That shift in thinking, seeing the wall as something you can climb, is the first step towards progress. Next is perseverance. It's easy to look at one problem and think everything is falling apart. Neo might have felt that way facing the agents, but he didn't let one battle define the entire war. In life and work, one struggle doesn't mean total failure. Focus on what you can influence, tackle challenges one step at a time, and keep perspective. Finally, there's personalization. Neo had to stop blaming the Matrix, the agents, or anyone else. He had to take ownership of the fight, and by doing that, he gained the power to actually change things. We can do the same. When we stop pointing fingers and start taking responsibility, we can go from a feeling of helplessness to a feeling of being capable and competent. We own both the problem and the solution. So here's the takeaway. Like Neo, awakening isn't just about seeing the truth. It's about seeing challenges differently. They're temporary, they're not everywhere, and they're ours to solve. Shift your mindset, take action, and suddenly what once seemed impossible starts to feel possible. The Matrix exemplifies step 2 as the moment when disruption and discomfort challenge complacency. Neo's journey illustrates the need to question assumptions, the importance of openness to change, the danger of clinging to the past or remaining in victimhood, the value of interpreting events deeply does not just react to the surface pain. Step 2 is about awareness, reflection, and readiness to evolve. Neo's choice to take the red pill embodies this transition from comfort and ignorance to engagement with reality and self-actualization. After the wake-up call, step 3 asks, can you make sense of it all? Neo learns the world he knows is an illusion, controlled by machines. At first, he clings to the familiar, his identity, his comfort. He is confused, he's afraid, and he is resistant. The wake-up call only works when it aligns with your values: curiosity, truth, and purpose. Misinterpret it, dismiss it, deny it, and you stay stuck. Step 3 is about seeing the call as a challenge. The red pill isn't a threat, it's an opportunity. Resistance will come. Physical danger, emotional strain, skepticism, yes. But when you embrace the challenge, you develop skills, face obstacles, and step into a transformation. The wake-up call is not the end. It's the beginning of real growth. When confronted with a profound challenge to our reality, the natural human response is to resist it or deny it. In the Matrix, the guide or mentor, Morpheus, amplifies awareness and accountability, making it harder, but not impossible, to dismiss the wake-up call. Transformation begins when the challenge is acknowledged and engaged with consciousness rather than avoided. Fear in leadership is rarely spoken aloud. In the C-suite, it hides behind hubris, arrogance, and dismissiveness. Admitting fear is seen as a weakness, So ego asserts certainty, authority, superiority, even when the danger is real. Neo feels the same. Morpheus calls. The agents are coming. Escape? Climb out the window. Insane, dangerous. He resists. He doubts. He clings to the familiar. Fear expresses itself in denial, in questioning the messenger, in rationalizing inaction. The mentor shows the way. Morpheus lays out the choice, the scaffolding or capture. But Neo still hesitates. Fear, comfort, ego, they pull him back. Resistance is natural, but inaction has consequences. He is captured. The lesson is clear. Leaders who let ego lead the way dismiss early warnings, put themselves and their organizations at immense risk. Step 3 demands confronting the fear, seeing the wake-up call, taking deliberate action, even when it feels impossible. Step 4 is where awareness meets resistance. Change begins, but not smoothly. Old habits cling. Comfort pulls you back. Effort is high. Progress is slow. Setbacks and frustrations abound. Neo's moment in the car shows it perfectly. Trinity urges him, "You've been down that road. You know where it ends." And yet he hesitates. He stays in the car. Fear, rationalization, comfort, all holding him back. Yet step 4 demands deliberate action. Awareness alone isn't enough. You must confront what no longer works. Push beyond hesitation, trust guidance, and step forward. This is the bridge from knowing to doing, from recognition to real transformation. At step 5 of the hero's journey, we reach what is called the moment of truth. This is the turning point in any journey, a significant milestone where fear, doubt, and hesitation begin to fall away. You realize you've arrived at the point of no return. Something has shifted, an illusion, a false attachment, or adherence to the status quo has been broken. Suddenly, the situation that you may have ignored or denied becomes unmistakably clear. At this threshold, the choice is stark and binary. Commit and move forward, or retreat. But if you are truly in step 5, going back doesn't feel like an option. Even if retreat seems easier or safer, there is a burning sense of urgency that demands your commitment. A decision must be made, fully and consciously, to step into the unknown and embrace transformation. This is the moment where clarity meets courage and where the journey truly accelerates. Everything before this point was preparation. Step 5 is the pivot from recognition to action. Neo faces a choice. There's no turning back. Blue pill, and it's over. Wake up and go back to the status quo, taking what it gives you. Red pill, and everything changes. Stay in Wonderland, step into the unknown, and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. Neo takes the red pill. He's committed, fully, irreversibly to the truth. There's no retreat. This is the moment where courage meets clarity and the journey truly begins. Which pill would you take? Step 6 is where everything begins to shift. We move from trying to predict and control to learning to sense and respond. We realize we are ill-equipped. Resources are limited. Energy feels low, and yet the current of events is unstoppable. It pushes us forward, driving us to prepare, to adapt, to face the trials ahead. Step 6 is about stepping up. Despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite everything you thought you knew. Step 7 is conceptual flexing. We've grasped the basics of the new paradigm, but the journey demands more. We must adapt, refine, rethink on the fly. Distractions are everywhere. Threats lurk in the shadows. We must draw on all of our inner resources, focus, skill, resilience, to navigate this world. Conceptual flexibility is no longer optional. It is a survival skill. Early insight into the I dimension can ignite change and fast-track transformation, even though the it dimension seems more manageable because it can be quantified more easily. The leader's energy is the fuel for motivating the people, transforming the culture, and ensuring optimal performance of the business operation. Step 8 of the journey is where the deep work begins. By step 8, the forces defending the status quo may seem stronger than we imagined. We realize something is missing, likely a gap in our understanding of ourselves, which is blocking our real progress. We've hit a developmental ceiling. Only deep, deliberate, personal work can break through. Signs you are in this stage include a nagging sense that something deeper demands attention, the suspicion that you might be the problem, the feeling that the breakthrough seems just out of reach. Step 8 demands courage and the discipline to explore the unfamiliar. There are no shortcuts. This is where transformation begins. Ultimately, Neo travels to the machine city, the deepest, most hidden part of the human psyche. He confronts the rogue program, Agent Smith, which is spreading chaos across the matrix. With insight and courage, Neo returns to the matrix for the final battle. He sacrifices himself, allowing Smith to assimilate him, but he has a plan. Energy surges through his body, breaking the connection, destroying both himself and Smith. The Matrix reboots. Peace descends. Zion survives. The world is saved. The lesson here? As change heroes, we must create our own revolution for the people and the organizations we lead without destroying ourselves. Courage, strategy, and sacrifice do not mean self-annihilation. They mean commitment to transformation that endures. Step 9 is the transformation internalization. A beginning always has an end. After the deep work of step 8, you feel it at the molecular level. You are forever changed. You realize the change is permanent. You see the world and others in a completely new way. You are no longer the person you were, and that is a very good thing. Step 9 is where your transformation becomes who you are, not just what you do. Step 10 is purpose in action. You are the hero of your story. Your purpose shows up in 3 ways: I, we, and it. Personal, interpersonal, and operational. If your purpose is I see clearly, notice what happens when clarity slips. Frustration rises, tensions flare, decisions feel heavy. But when others are confused, your clarity becomes your superpower. You see the long-term vision while others are stuck in the short term. Your purpose shapes your feelings, your relationships, and your actions. Own it. Lead with it. It's all been building to this. Step 11, peak performance. Step 11 is the culmination. Every struggle, insight, and breakthrough comes together here. You perform at a whole new level, and it's undeniable. You deliver things you couldn't have imagined before. True breakthroughs. You go further, faster, accomplishing with precision and power things you couldn't have imagined before. These abilities feel almost magical compared to who you once were. Step 11 is transformation made visible, undeniable, and irreversibly powerful. Finally, you've completed your journey. Now there's legacy and leadership. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Neo understood this. He made the ultimate pact to end the destructive virus that Agent Smith had become. His sacrifice brings peace and harmony. The human world survives. The machine world survives. Neo's courage is immortalized. Zion remembers him. The next generation, Sati, builds a city in his honor. And so it is with leadership. Your vision, your courage, your sacrifice can inspire the next generation of leaders. True leadership leaves a legacy, one that lives on long after your journey ends.